Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are from Group 13 and we would like to cover on the case study on the chemical reaction and the phenomenon of pollution that occurs in hydrosphere for Sungai Rangon Kerteh. And hence, my name is Hairul Anwar bin Sharif with metric number S67445. So this is the table of content. There are 9 content here and I would like to cover until content 3, which is causes of water pollution. So next, for the content one on the introduction of hydrosphere and water pollution. Hydrosphere includes all water on Earth and it supports life, regulates climates, and shapes geological processes, which covering 71% of Earth's surface. Right? As for the water pollution, is the contamination of water bodies by harmful substances like chemicals, pathogens, and also plastic that primarily come from human activities. So next, for content 2, we would go to Sungai Kampung Pekalarangon overview. For the geographical overview, Sungai Rangon located at Kampung Pekalarangon at Kerteh, Terengganu, and the average depth of the river is 3 meters and intersect with Kerteh River. For the ecological importance, there are more than 800 residents of Kampung Pekalarangon with more than 100 residents with their daily job as a fisherman. So, on the historical perspective, on 2015, Sungai Rangon turned cloudy and black and snowfall, causing many aquatic life to die. And yet, the same condition happened on year 2022, which believed to be due to the pollution due to waste disposal activities. So it is affecting the average income of fishermen there, which before the pollution happened, the average income is 500 ringgit a week, and now only 80 ringgit per week. So this is the state of condition of Sungai Pengkalarangon overview during the pollution happened. So we would cover on the causes of water pollution at Sungai Rangon. There are two causes that would be stated here in this presentation, which the first one is about the waste disposal from a nearby industrial area, which the industrialists carry out the petrochemical industry. So as you can see on the topography map, on the Kawasan Perindustrian Kerteh, the sewage is actually connected to the Kerteh River and also connected to the Rangoon River. Okay, but as for waste disposal, there are no official report yet from the Jabatan Alam Sekitar Negeri, so we cannot explain further about the waste disposal causes. So for the next one is the biological oxygen demands or BOD, which State Department of Environment officials conducted a survey showing that the oxygen level in the river is decreasing, which means that high BOD content which poor water quality with significant organic contamination, which the high BOD actually deplete oxygen, stressing and killing aquatic organism. That's why the fish that enter the nets and trap that sets by local fishermen to be dead. So next is about some of the chemical reaction involved for the BOD content, which the first one is the composition of organic matter that represent by glucose, and the second one is the oxidation of ammonia or nitrification. So for the content 4 and above, I would like my team members to continue. So thank you.
Content 4. Impact of water pollution at Sungai Rangon. The first impact, various species of fish and shrimp died. It is because the poison from the chemical waste. Next, the water become black and smell rough. Third, result of fishing catch decrease. It made the fishermen have the low money. Next, the oxygen in the water decrease. It is because the BOD is high due to the pollution. Content 5. Current water quality and monitoring effect. From this table, we can see it has the different class for the water pollution or the situation of some water. In the blue box is the condition or the class before the pollution happened, which is class 2. And for the red box is the condition happen after pollution. As we can see, in the red box is class 5, which is have the higher BOD more than 12, and it made the situation in the water is very toxic for the fish and the marine life. So how this researcher made the clarify the water in this class? So usually they take the water sample from the sungai Rangon, and they are using some the analysis such as the BOD test to estimate, to clarify the class of the water.
Moving on to policy and regulatory measures, these are policies and regulations that will be applied to certain parties that are not responsible for the pollution they have caused. The first one is the Environmental Quality Act of 1974. This act restricts the discharge of waste into the environment and prohibits the discharge of pollutants and waste into inland water without license. The second one is pollution permits. The government will issue pollution permits as a first warning to the company that were found guilty. Next is harsher punishments. They will be fined up to 100,000 and or a jail term of up to 5 years for those found to have been negligently polluting rivers. The last policy is Environmental Quality Regulations 1979. These regulations specify the requirements for new source of discharge and regulate the acceptable condition of discharge into inland waters. There are the ways to reduce factory pollution, such as using renewable energy source to power factories, using biological treatment process such as activated sludge, significant and anaerobic digestion, and lastly using chemicals such as coagulants, flocculants, and oxidants to remove pollution from wastewater.
Content 7. Mitigation and remediation strategies. The first one is conservation. People can do the large cleanup in the pollution area. For example, they can do the gotong royong and so on. Let's enhance the wastewater treatment. For example, before the factory release the chemical into the Sungai Rangon, they must treat the chemical at the safe level before release it to avoid the pollution happen. The last one, government add the fish and shrimp seed into the river area to increase the pollution in the river. For preservation, government can do periodic water quality inspection. For example, they can do the water quality inspection once in 2 months. Next, society need to have the awareness campaign such as Sayangi Sungai Kita to increase the awareness about the importance of sungai to the people. And the last one, law are enforced to more strictly. For example, if the people or the factory make the pollution, they have to pay the highest fine. For example, 1 million because of the pollution.
The next part is challenges and limitations. First, let's look for economic challenges. High cost of compliance. Adopting pollution control measures such as installing advanced filtration system can be very expensive for some factories. Second one, profits-driven resistance. Company may prioritize short-term profits over long-term environmental responsibility, especially in competitive markets. And lastly, economic disparities. Developing countries may lack the financial resources to implement effective waste management system. And next challenges is social challenges. The first one is lack of awareness. Communities and factory workers may not fully understand the impact of chemical waste pollution or the importance of prevention measures. Next, limited public pressure. Weak civil society advocacy or lack of public interest in environmental issues can lead to inadequate accountability for polluters. We all have a role in protecting our planet. Simple action like practicing 3R, which are reduce, reuse, recycle, and proper waste disposal can make a big difference. If everyone cooperates, we can save our Earth and all living organisms from the harm of pollution. Let's work together for a cleaner, healthier future. Let's go! That's all from us. Thank you.